Oh, I just thought of something that might happen in the next episode.
Ooh. I'm excited to hear about it. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah. Insert me saying everything's gonna be fine, or saying you're not gonna traumatize me, nothing bad's gonna happen.
Ha 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 ha.
Nobody's gonna die.
Ho, 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 ho. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be so fine. You have no idea. Anyway, remember what happened last time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Something got loose.
Yep. And blew a hole in the wall. So let's figure out what all that's about. But first, banger opening.
It's not as banger of an opening.
It's true.
It's growing
It's
on
pretty
me.
good though.
Yeah.
It gets me hyped. Though.
I do kind of love like Edge's kind of like.
I think that's a very common theme in a lot of the openings is to have like the automail arm reaching up.
I also kind of wonder like how many like sexy like Tumblr things there are of Edward Elric being all like, well, we can fix him.
We can fix it. Well, I mean, there's not really anything to fix. He's fine the way he is. There's other people that we can fix, probably.
Can we fix Al as in get him his body back?
Yeah, fix him up, put him back in his body. Oh.
I do have one theory on how this episode or the next episode maybe is going to end, but I don't know if I want to say it. But then if I don't say it, then nobody's going to believe me.
Okay.
So I think I'm just going to keep it in my head, and then if it happens, I'll be like, I won't act surprised.
Okay. So, yeah. So, if it happens, just be like, called it. We'll trust you. I trust you. Are you ready?
So we're ramping up to something.
Oh, you. Dara, I'm sure things will be happening. Boy, howdy.
I said it's already happened.
Things are happening.
Let's be honest here, like.
Yeah.
Mustang's team is screwed.
Yeah, but we're not even there yet. We got a whole episode to talk about before we get there. All right, so welcome back to another episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. I am your host, King Cluther. With me is my co-host.
But their team is screwed.
Absolutely. Would you like to introduce yourself?
No.
Okay, that's fair.
Dara Whitman.
Hi, Dara. How's it going?
Hi. Well,
we got a lot to talk about today.
We do.
So, like, we got 2 full episodes.
Hold on.
Before we get started. Hey, how's it going? If you're watching or listening to this, we are Witty Close Productions, First Reaction Fan Reaction. You can follow us on a variety of social media. Follow us on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, read your comments on the show. You can follow us anywhere you get those audio podcasts, like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We are First Reaction Fan Reaction or Witty Close on there. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are Witty Close on there. And also, we are on Patreon. So give us money. You get some cool special perks. Anyway, we're still talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Today we're talking about episode 24, Inside the Belly, and episode 25, Doorway of Darkness. Dara, how are we feeling?
It kind of feels like in this episode, the first episode we're going to talk about, not a lot happened.
I would say things were certainly happening, but it wasn't like. But
I think it was mainly like fighting.
Yeah, it was a lot of action. We were doing some action. Mm-hmm. So, but there was still a lot we learned, a lot that happened. So I think we should get started with a synopsis. Unless you have anything else to say.
Previously on Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yes.
There was a giant explosion.
What seemed like an explosion because there was half of a safe house and then half of the safe house was no longer there. And which came as a result of the men were getting in a fight because men love doing that. And through that fight, Gluttony, who was previously tied up and they had him secure so they could figure out what to do with him because everyone wants kind of Gluttony for different things. For example, like Mustang wants to find out more about what their deal is so he can figure out what happened regarding Hughes' murder. The Elrics want them because they know that they have Philosopher's Stones in them and they can maybe use them as like kind of a stepping stone to figure out how to get their bodies back. And Ling wants them because they kind of hold the secrets of immortality, which he can use to benefit himself in his own home country because that's kind of like what he's looking for. So they kind of start bickering, and after that bickering, Gluttony hears that Mustang is there. He is able to put a face to name of Mustang, and he knows that Mustang is the one who killed Lust. Gluttony was, Gluttony hung around Lust a lot, so they were buddies.
They were buddies.
They were buddies. So, and Gluttony is, I would say, Gluttony is a very interesting character because he's kind of simple-minded. I don't mean to say that as an insult. It's just that, like, Gluttony just wants to hang around his buddies and eat things. That's all Gluttony wants to do. And but if you trigger Gluttony's kind of temper, as far as like if he finds out that you're the one who killed his friend, understandably he's going to be very upset about that.
Right.
And then Gluttony launches into, kill mode. But before we even get there, we got a whole list of things that happen before we even figure out what's going on.
Right, like we don't even like jump to that. We're just like, here's some other stuff, and like, here's my thing about that. Like, if you leave me on a cliffhanger where like something got eaten or exploded or whatever, and then you go to something else, I don't care. About that other crap. I'm focusing on what happened to the good people here. Yeah. Who may or may not be dead. Probably are not dead.
Right.
Like I definitely
but are not in a good way.
Here's the thing. Some of these characters. Have plot armor.
And in a way where it's like the plot actually builds them to have plot armor. Right. Because the villains need them for something that they're doing later.
Like Ed and Al definitely have plot armor. Mustang kind of has plot armor.
Yeah, he's a candidate for plot armor.
None of his team have plot armor.
No.
We know that because one of them's already dead.
Yeah. So
Ripperoonie. They might be the only people who have plot armor.
Yeah. Well, those are the ones who, are said from a plot perspective to have plot armor. And we'll kind of explore what that means later on. And
I would argue, I think Winry has plot armor.
Sure. Yeah, I think I've said that personally. I'm like, Winry's got plot armor. We don't have to worry about
her. She doesn't like fight that much. She's just the repair woman. Mainly. Yeah. And like she stays far, like we make sure she stays far away from this.
Yeah, she has her own job and she's doing her own thing somewhere else. It doesn't make her less important. It just means that she's important in different ways.
She needs to evaluate her feelings for Ed right now.
Yeah, she's got to work on that. She can do that while doing her internship, or her apprenticeship, I should say.
Or I'd love it if like you just like come back and like, hey, where's Ed?
Great question.
Remember when he promised you that he wouldn't die?
Yeah, really funny thing about that. Really funny thing. So we actually start this episode off with the homunculi's hideout, and we're actually talking. So Envy's here. Hi, Envy. Oh.
You're an important candidate for sacrifice. We need you to keep your strength up. Understand? So, dig in, Dr. Marco.
Hey.
Remember?
You know what? I've been sitting here a while.
Why is he
trying to decide what you mean by sacrifice. Trying to figure out why I'm here.
And they are trying to give food to a Dr. Tim Marco who is here. As we recall, last time we tried to find Marco back in his little village. It was so, we could maybe use his healing alchemy to fix Gene Havoc, but when Breda went to investigate, his place was ramshackled and he was gone. So we didn't know what happened to him. Turns out that he was kidnapped by the homunculi and he is being held captive by them right now. And they acknowledge that Marco is also a candidate for human sacrifice.
So we got a little bit of plot armor.
Yes, as far as we know.
I'm really confused about the human sacrifice thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like...
They haven't said what that means yet.
Right, and it feels like Ed and Al are, like, definite. Mm-hmm. And then everybody else is like, a maybe, but, like, why are they... Like, I get, like, why Ed and Al are definite, and even, Izumi is also a definite, but, like, why is anybody else not a... Like, just because they're alchemists or, like, they study stuff, but then...
I think it's...
Also, like, we find out more about, like, the war.
I think it gets one line next episode of, like, a little... Like, a slight bit clarification of, like, what they need the sacrifices to do. So, we're slowly kind of finding out more information.
I mean, it feels like something about, like, the portal thing.
Yes.
But then, and that's why, like, there was, like, an attempted genocide. And I only say attempted because like a full genocide means like you.
I mean, I would still argue it was a genocide. Okay. Like we
killed a lot of them.
It was a genocide. So, but
I can feel like that's not like a criminal charge. You're under arrest for attempted genocide.
Allegedly, alleged genocide.
No. Alleged means that you don't know if they did it. Attempted means that we know you definitely tried to do it.
Well, alleged means that it has been convicted in a court of law. Attempted means that it was, I think, proved in a court of law but wasn't completed. That's what I'm...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but alleged means that you don't act... You're just like... You're saying that like they maybe did it, but
alleged is what you say in a YouTube video to stop other YouTubers from suing you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or you say that before somebody's been convicted of a crime.
Yes.
Just to play it safe. But then once they got convicted...
Yeah.
Like we said, alleged dead killer O.J. Simpson.
Allegedly. He's dead now. It's fine. So it's...
May he rest in hell.
Oh my god, this episode's going to be so long. I already know it.
I mean, we're fine so far.
I'm on the third sentence of this.
Good go.
Shout out to wiki writers. We love you, wiki writers. There's a lot to talk about, so I don't mind if we take longer with this episode, because I think there's a lot to really pick apart here and talk about, especially like as we learn more about kind of the plot, especially with this next line.
I'm fairly certain that what you're doing right now is using this land and its people to form a giant transmutation circle.
Oh, shit.
And your hope is that the end result will be the creation of a philosopher's stone. Am I wrong?
So close, not quite, but you're on the right track.
Thank you.
Then what is it?
The question is, are you going to cooperate with us or not? If not, the village's history. Les told me about your arrangement. Agree to work with us and kill everyone in this country, or refuse to work with us and watch everyone in your beloved village die.
I mean, if you agree,
Fool.
then the village will die anyway.
Forsake one little village to save an entire country.
Really sure I understand what the deal is here.
To do the logical thing.
Hey, I have a theory here that you're using this country and its people to make a giant transmutation circle, and you're going to kill everyone to make like a big philosopher's stone. Is that true?
The question would be why. I mean, I know it's not the full answer.
Yeah,
but it's close.
Yeah, and V says like close, no cigar, but you're getting there. So.
And I think that like if it's like close, then the question would be, but why?
But why? That's the question.
Like,
but we are. I think this is the point. I think that it's been heavily hinted throughout the show that like there's going to be a very important transmutation circle, but what does it mean? What is it being used for is the question. So we are still kind of figuring out. So that's like our first kind of really like outright saying it. And then Envy is like, hey, you gotta help us out, because if you don't, we're gonna kill everyone in your village. And Envy kind of also acknowledges, though, it's like, isn't it funny how if you given the choice between kill everyone and kill just the people in your village, you would probably pick kill everyone, even though it doesn't make any sense, but that's just how humans are. Humans are so silly and
also if we say kill everybody, the people in your village are also gonna die.
Yeah.
So, like, either way.
The irony is not lost on, I think, anyone who is in that room. But when you're talking about just people in the village, like, Tim Marco is like, he thinks about all the individuals who are there and is like, dang, I sure love my people. So he doesn't want to help, but I think he's not fully out yet because he understands the consequences. And he knows that they have the power to do that if they really want to.
That's just how all you humans are.
I wonder how sticky their hair is, because it just like, sticks up.
Common sense. I killed a man who was like that once. All I had to do was make myself look like his wife, and he was helpless. He couldn't even fight me.
Don't remind us.
Humans are so easy to take advantage of. Lucky us.
Oh, that steak is rare. Mama, I was going to eat that anyway.
Yeah, you stupid homunculus. Let's learn how to cook.
Mm-hmm. Let him cook. While kind of teasing Marco about this, they also make the comments like, yeah, one time I turned into this guy's wife and then he couldn't shoot me. It was so funny. And we're like, rude. Remember, we were there. We saw that happen. It was very sad. It was a sad time. So.
And also, you fucked up there. Let's be honest, because if you hadn't done that, would Mustang be on your ass?
Yeah, it's true. He wouldn't be in your hair right now if you just stayed in your lane.
Would anybody have really been on your ass?
Mm-hmm.
And like led to a few of you already being killed.
Yeah.
Also, like, I did have a question. You know how like these are all named after the seven deadly sins?
Yeah.
Are there more than 7?
There's just a 7.
We sure?
Yes. Well,
why didn't we make more?
I would say only worry about the 7 deadly sins. It's fine. I like for the purpose when we talk about the homunculi, we're talking about the 7 deadly sins. I said that before. Like we're using them very synonymously. So like for simplicity's sake, 7 deadly sins, homunculi.
I know. I'm just thinking like if you want to use homunculi to do your thing, maybe you make more than 7. Also, now considering the fact that
I think Father's just dramatic.
2 of them are dead.
Yeah,
and maybe 3.
It's fine. Anyway, so
not fine.
So the scene after this is really interesting. We get this scene with Wrath, or Fairy King Bradley.
Giving you quite a bit of trouble lately, don't they, Wrath? It's not like you.
Yes, you are right about that.
Hello?
Yet you seem happy.
Yes, I won't deny it. This has been enjoyable. All has gone exactly
Hey,
as
wasn't there
Father had
explosion?
planned it would.
Don't worry about it.
There's more, though.
As good as we are, they still got us scrambling in circles.
Yeah, Rick Bradley.
Things are changing. The time may be approaching when we have to move over for the younger generation. Don't you see?
And probably.
You've been around these humans for far too long.
You may be right, Pride.
I hope
Get it?
you will stop this foolishness and remember
That's
who
not
we
younger
are.
generation versus older generation. That's just predator and prey.
Father,
Yeah.
what you said tonight. He might be.
But also, I thought the moth was the ghost.
Anyway.
But I guess it's not.
No.
Don't worry about that. I have access to military information after all. I know where he is.
That's true. You got to be careful. Who's kind of walking the halls of his estate and has this conversation with like a disembodied voice.
Which I thought was like the moth at first.
Yeah.
It's like, hello.
It kind of looks like, so yeah, we get, and like as the conversation's going, we get this kind of visual of like a moth flying around, like a moth being led to a flame, but then which leads it into a trap, which then gets killed by a spider. And so they're talking about how the homunculi, for as much like power and like foresight they have, they're still getting their asses handed to them by a couple of teenagers and some rowdy military guys.
Right.
So like they have a bunch of problems on their hand. You know, they talk about like Scar's getting away, Gluttony's getting captured.
Lust is dead.
Like Mustang is getting all up in their business. The Elric brothers, there's some weird foreigners walking around too. So it seems like, you know, Rat's been around for 60 years now, but it seems like the young people are giving him a run for his money.
Although my question is like, he's been around, has he been that same age for 60 years?
No, Rat has stated before that he ages.
Okay.
He ages unlike the other homunculi do.
That just also does not seem like a good idea.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we've sort of talked about this before, but I mean, being the leader of a country, he is very public facing, so you can't just like have a guy look the same for a bunch of years. That's sus.
Yeah. I mean, but like, I think like if, have we established like how long has he been head for?
We'll get a little bit more on that at some point. I forget off the top of my head.
Okay, because like, if he's only been around for like 10 years, like you get like some people like I guess maybe like between like your 50s and 60s, like you don't age that much.
Yeah, that's true.
I assume, like I said, I think he's age like slower.
Yeah. No, he's I say he's.
I feel like
relatively.
I feel like a little bit of their plan, no matter no matter like how smart the plan is with the homunculize and Papa Father, whatever, is flawed. A little bit flawed.
Yes. I mean, it's, you know, I think one thing I've always said about this show that I really like is that everyone is smart. Like, of course, everyone is flawed because, like, naturally we are all flawed, but like there are a lot of smart people, like smart people on all sides, I think, in this show, and that's what makes it fun because like you have to keep up. It's not just like, well, why didn't they just do this? It's like, no, usually like it's safe to assume that there is thought put into things from a character's perspective. So anyway, Dara, would you like to know what happens with Gluttony and the rest of the team about all of that? Because like we're finally there.
Yeah.
After spending some time with the other homunculi, we finally get to figure out what's going on with like the main characters. Fantastic. Oh yeah, remember?
That? Colonel!
I would say that's a problem, Riza. Oh shit.
Hello?
Hey Dara, have you met Gluttony?
I have.
Oh, Shaman.
Panda!
Oh my god, he just tossed that panda.
You know what? We're having issues.
Come on. We're getting out of here.
What is it? What's happening?
A homunculus is trying to kill us.
But we worked so hard
Panda.
to catch one of the homunculi.
Survival is our first priority.
Fair?
Besides, he knows our names and faces now.
It would be foolish to let him leave here alive.
Keep going.
Yep.
Why are we not keep going?
Yep. Well, here's the thing. That's not really working. Oh.
What, the killing stuff?
Uh-oh.
Anyway, so Gluttony has transformed into, I guess, not his true form, but definitely one of his truer form, I would say. Not really his final form, but definitely another state. He's leveled up, and Gluttony is not just somebody who eats people, but he is basically a giant stomach. So Gluttony, as we see, he opens up in the center, and there's a giant, looks like an eye, and that's surrounded by teeth, and it kind of supposed to make it look like a mini gate, when you do like the human transmutation, and like the eye opens up. It looks like that. It's very deliberately supposed to look like that, and what that thing can do is basically just absorb anything in its path.
Yeah.
Which is horrifying. I mean, it literally
Yeah, that's definitely the most horrifying homunculus we're going to see in these 2 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, we can make arguments. we can make arguments of who's more terrifying, but like
I have a
yeah,
I know which
we'll talk about that when we get there, I think. So the terrifying thing is that like Gluttony is all consuming. Like it literally takes off half the barrel of Hawkeye's gun, and so they can't play around here. I mean, Mustang does try to like do what he did with Lust and puts his glove on and tries to set Gluttony on fire, but because Gluttony can consume anything in his path, he literally just absorbs the fire. So it's not so fire is not the tried and true method for all homunculi. It doesn't quite work for Gluttony. So Gluttony is one you gotta watch out for.
But it's kind of the same method as like I guess with like the way we figure out Gluttony was made, he's probably a little bit different than the other ones. But like I kind of feel like it might be the same thing of just like, hey, don't like slash and then wait a second.
Yeah.
Keep slashing.
Oh my god, everyone here likes to yap.
They're just like keep talking and I'm just like
shut up!
Shut up.
Kill them.
Keep.
I mean, the way to kill like any...
Ow! You saw... Well, I don't know if you fully saw.
Yeah.
But you know what Mustang did kill Lust? He literally... I mean, he talked a little bit. But mainly, he just kept going fire, 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 fire.
Fire. Fireball. Fireball.
And all you could hear was the screams.
Yeah. It was just like that. So, like... Yes, the way to kill any homunculus is to basically drain its Philosopher's Stone, which is basically take all the lives out of it, pretty much. But the different powers and abilities makes that progressively hard, like makes it difficult to do depending on your method. So, things to consider, I would say, as we move forward, because there's plenty of homunculi to deal with, at least more than, one. So fight ensues. So they have to figure out how to kind of get out of there. Well, specifically, Mustang's attack against Gluttony, because Gluttony can just absorb it.
So we need another way to keep constantly. But like, even if it keeps doing it, we'll still just okay. Nice.
Get him, Hawkeye. Oh yeah, this man's still horribly injured.
Not now.
Maybe just like hide in a hole.
Oh.
Excuse me?
Ruh-roh.
Is that
Come on, we haven't got all night. No way! I'm a civilian, not military. I'm not about to die in the middle of a battle with some crazed monster.
Got me.
Fair.
He's like, I don't get paid enough for this.
Nope, he's got...
Damn.
It's like, damn it! Yeah, except for the doctor guy who's kind of just like, I'm gonna go!
Oh my god. So, I really like Dr. Knox as a character. So Knox, as we remember, he is, I think, currently a coroner. And he was originally a doctor in the war, and he's cool with Mustang, so Mustang kind of ropes him in to do some things. And he was here to help take care of Lanfan, because as we remember, Lanfan took off her own arm just to make things easier, I guess.
Just as we let Winry go back to Rush Valley, and probably, even though she probably could have helped, well, I guess we can send Lanfan to Rush Valley.
Yeah, it's probably in her best interest at this point.
And they can become besties?
Oh my god. I would love if they became besties.
And oh my god, what's her name?
Panina?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Girl Squad. I would love that. But yes, Dr. Knox his personality is like, he's like, I'm a civilian. I'm not dealing with this.
And like,
that's my favorite kind of character. The kind of character who is just like, knows that they're out of their depth and it's just like, I'm too normal for this. I'm leaving. So I relate to Dr. Knox a lot.
Bye-bye.
So, but he's also like, I think we see this like several different points in these couple episodes, is that even though the characters know that they should get out of there and they shouldn't leave other people behind, they still can't bring themselves to do it. So once Ling and Lanfan get to Dr. Knox's car, they're like, hey, we can't go. We gotta wait for the other guys. And Dr. Knox is like, we should leave, but still can't bring himself to actually leave until everyone shows up.
So like some people should leave. We mentioned like Lanfan just lost her arm.
Yeah.
So like should probably not be fighting.
Yeah, she can't fight.
And like Mustang, as we've mentioned several times, seared the wound shut.
Yes. It's like
It's still
terribly internally damaged right now and should not be exerting himself in any way.
Right.
Which it does bite him in the ass because he is trying to like run from gluttony and like his side starts hurting because like, yeah, dude, of course you're not healed. You should still be in the hospital. Because remember, he left the hospital way before he was supposed to.
Right.
Because he is stubborn.
But don't worry, by the end of these 2 episodes, I'm sure him and his team are going to be definitely fine.
Yeah.
Taking those idiots so long.
There's a giant monster trying to kill them?
Ah, it's fine.
Where'd he get that?
Anyway, so they are able to distract Gluttony by, they pull a fast one on him and take Mustang's coat and make it look like he is somewhere. And then Gluttony's like, yay, because Gluttony is not that bright. It's able to buy them enough time to get to the car. But...
Perfect. He fell for the Mustang decoy.
Stop talking.
Sound like he's very happy about
Get in the
it.
van.
All right.
That's more like a
Get in
truck.
the car.
Get in the truck.
Invalid.
Invalid. Just call him invalid.
Take care of Lanfan.
You expect me to run away and leave this to you, Elric?
Yep.
You stay, you just get in our way!
Haha.
Get
Get Rick Mustang.
Make Colonel.
Kevin,
Now you need
joke.
to go and do your
Don't
job.
want to make it.
The head of the military is a homunculus. Don't you think you should do something about that?
The head of the military? You aren't talking about Fuhrer Bradley, are you?
Sure
We
is.
can
Yep.
talk about it later. Now, get in.
The car looks full. You go ahead.
Oh my god, just leave.
You dumbasses!
Go!
I can't really believe we'll let a couple of children fight this battle for us.
We'll stay here and find out what we can. I don't think it matters
Can the
much
panda
that
go
we're
with?
children.
I want the panda to be safe. I forgot the panda's
Mission to
name.
begin with, and we're going to
show
see
me.
it through.
Show me.
I want you to take this.
Well, then what are you
know how
gonna
to use
have?
it,
Does she have
don't you?
another gun?
Probably.
Okay, that's fine then.
She's usually strapped.
It's a weapon for killing people.
Yeah,
Yes,
Al.
but it's also a weapon for protecting your lives.
It's true.
Also, alchemy can kill people.
Yes.
It's your hands.
No dying, okay?
Just take it. Oh
You
my
did
god.
make a promise.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll take it.
Oh my god. Yeah, please just stop talking and
And
just
go.
go.
My lord!
Girl, take a nap.
Her Mustang. Take it out.
Just take a nap. Y'all injured.
But also, Ed and Al, they
I
can't.
said go.
Gluttony can't kill Ed and Al, right?
What are they thinking?
So they get Hawkeye, Mustang, and Lanfan in the car, but Ling, Al, and Ed are like, nah, we gotta deal with this. And so
they're at least like less injured.
yes, they're less
I mean, technically,
injured.
Hawkeye's probably the not most. It's not injured.
No, but she's got to take care of her boss.
Don't make it easy to make a joke.
What's the joke, Dara? What's the joke? You know, I keep being like, I'm being like, don't look at me.
I'm
Don't
trying to
look
be
at
a good friend here.
Don't look at
and
my
not-
shipper ass.
And not bring up your shipper ass.
Yeah, thank you.
But-
Thank you. You can do it sometimes.
I can't leave my boy alone.
Can't leave the man alone. But yeah, so there is a back and forth.
Oh man, I just realized like the sex between them would have been fun.
God, yeah. That is, yeah. That's for the fan fiction and only the fan fiction. Anyway, so but there is like a back and forth because Mustang does not want to leave them because they're all teenagers. Like,
you're the one who brought two of them into this.
Ed and Ling are like 15. Al's even younger. Like, they're like, we can't have kids fighting our battles for us. And they're like, nah, it's fine. Especially because Ed and Al know they have plot armor at this point, so they know the homunculi can't harm them.
Right. Also, Mustang, who brought two of them into this?
Yeah. Interesting. And but you know, they say that like Mustang is injured, so don't be an idiot. So it's just they have Ed and Roy have a fun back and forth because they are both men with egos. So
I don't even know if like Ling should have gone because like he doesn't have plot armor.
Yeah,
because as far as we know,
but Ling is very determined to like get the information that he needs because it like to him it is a life death or life or death situation because he like if he doesn't get that it's not in the same way that we later hear with Mei Chang, but like it's still like it's so important because like this is ensuring like his own power and survival. So he's like, I gotta do this, and they're just like, all right, whatever. But he can hold his own against homunculi, like as we've seen.
He's good, yeah.
Yeah, he's good. So like he's not a bad guy to have.
Although, can he just like not go home? Mm-hmm. If he's so worried about getting killed?
What?
Isn't he like worried about getting killed by whatever his father's like other families?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if he's worried, but he has, because of his position being like technically in line for the throne, he is, used to dealing with people trying to kill him. So that, which is one of the reasons why he says he's a good fighter, is because he's used to people, coming at him.
Yeah.
So that's I'm sure that's fine and not traumatizing.
So many people traumatized.
Those three are gonna get themselves killed.
Well, they're not.
They're not gonna.
Well, Long Fong might. Not Long Fong. Yes? No.
Who, Ling?
Yeah, that Ling. I'm like,
There, you just gotta wait and see. Huh?
Like, he could die.
Where are you, Mustang?
But Glendy can't kill him now.
Right. But he's also, like, very emotionally charged right now.
But then, Papa Father's gonna be mad.
How are we gonna... A dog?
Ow.
Stop it! Now, Brittany!
This is fine.
Talking dog? Hey, long time no see.
Oh, I didn't know they could go into animals or transform.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, definitely.
Hey.
How are you, Fullmetal Pipsqueak?
Don't call me dog!
Hey, calm down! I'm just here to get Gluttony back. Nothing more than that. I don't want to fight you, Pipsqueak! What are you talking about?
A couple of times we see what looks like a dog walking around. The dog is not actually a dog, it is Envy.
What?
So, yes, a little bit more about Envy's powers is that Envy can transform into
anything.
Pretty much anything. And we also see, like, I think later on in a fight, like, Envy's able to transform, like, one arm into a snake, one arm into, like, a blade. So it's not even just, like, people. It's not just people and animals, but it's people and animals, like, any object, like, full shapeshifter
Envy
abilities.
could hide in the Beast Castle in Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty well. So yeah, but Envy shows up and is like, hey, what's up? It's me, Envy. Like, I'm not here to fight y'all. I'm just here to get this one back home.
Like, Gluttony's all like, I'm gonna kill them. And then Envy's like, but we can't kill them.
You can't. Like, literally, we have a whole plan. And
like, I'm so sorry about this. Like, this isn't supposed to happen yet. I'm just gonna take Gluttony. We're gonna go, bye-bye.
And Envy just treats Gluttony like the embarrassing little brother. And it's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry about him. I'm gonna take him home. We're gonna have a chat with the parents. It's gonna be fine. Just, like, please disregard. But in doing so, Envy does call Ed a pipsqueak, and Ed, hair trigger temper, just loses it because Envy's always insulting Ed for his height.
Ed, you gotta Ed, you gotta realize that some people are just gonna insult you to trigger you, so you can't let it trigger you.
Yeah. He has some growth to do in that department, and also other departments because he's short. Heyo. Anyway,
Short king.
Good times. Good times.
Is it?
5 times! You called me Pipsqueak twice here! And 3 times in the laboratory! And don't tell me you've forgotten already!
Impressive. You've got a short memory there.
Hold it! Swallow him up!
You don't get the Colonel. Or the Elric brothers.
Or not! I've sensed this multiplicity before. How many people are inside you? Homunculus.
What?
I know you. You're the kid who crossed swords with Wrath.
I happen to be the 12th son of the Emperor of Shing.
You're also 15.
My name is Ejin.
Kid.
That's fair. Bye, Lang.
What I'm thinking?
Looks like they really aren't allowed to do anything to the two of us.
In which case...
Fight.
Oh yeah, so fight ensues because Ling is still here, and we can't kill the Elrics, but Ling is fair game, so NV6 gluttony on him. Ling also makes a comment to Envy and is like, how many souls are in your body or something, because Ling is able to kind of suss out that kind of thing, so because Ling is good at sensing out who the homunculi are, because he's kind of able to detect like the multitude of souls in their body. So before we kind of see the full fights there, we go back to the to Wrath's house, the Führer's home.
Yes, it was the best paper in the class. He chose to write an essay all about you, actually.
Mom, can I read it to you guys now?
Not at the table, mind your manners, dear.
Great. Essay on my dad.
Are we sure he's
He's
adopted?
the Führer of the nation of Amestris.
Great question.
He works hard
'Cause,
all
like-
the time, and everything he does is for our country. The people of Amestris are always in his heart. He dedicates his life to making them happy. He deals with all sorts of problems. He loves me and my mother very much. He always looks out for us.
Can you imagine being
My
in
dad's
this
a
kid's
good
class?
man. He always listens to me when I talk to him.
Nepo baby.
He's always kind and protects our family. And that is why I love my dad. The end.
And we get to see a fun little family scene. We have Fear King Bradley, and then we have his wife, Mrs. Bradley, she's just a sweet old lady. That's all you need to know about her. And then we have their son Salim, and yeah. There.
Okay, so we said in the episode before that like Salim was adopted.
Yes.
Or was I guess like the wife's son, and then the Führer adopted him when they got married.
They don't specify.
I thought they did specify.
No, they don't specify if Salim was Mrs. Bradley's son, or if he was just like a kid that they found or like got from the adoption agency.
Okay, because I was thinking because I thought because my head was being it was the wife's son, and then from a previous relationship, and then because I was thinking he kind of looks more like the Führer than the wife. But then I was looking at but then I was trying to look at the Führer's eyes when I saw the color of the son's eyes.
Yeah.
And they don't look alike.
Yeah.
So. Mm-hmm. Or is he a baby homunculi?
Gasp.
He doesn't know that he's a baby homunculi.
Oh my god, completely unawares. That's a good theory,
I'm
actually.
just so...
That's a really good theory, actually.
My thing now is I just need to know, why we're doing the things that we're doing.
Yeah, oh. Oh, what a good question.
Because, right now it doesn't make sense as to why.
Yeah.
Because, especially if we find out in the next episode.
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah, especially to I think, especially, why is this scene here? Why do we get, we just want to watch the fight. Why are we getting a scene with the Salim being I love my dad. My dad is great. And, what purpose is this serving? Is it insight into the family dynamic? Is it insight into what kind of character the Führer is? It's here for a reason, but we don't know that yet. I mean, I know that, but, you don't know it yet.
That's true.
So, yeah. I will say scenes exist for a reason. So
I believe you.
I really like the idea. I really like where it's I wrote an essay about my dad. I just want to know who else was in his class being oh great, the Führer's son here again, talking about how great his dad is. The other kids are probably my dad works at the post office. You can't compete with that. Nepo babies.
My daddy committed war crime.
Actually, it's probably all the kids in the class. My dad did a war crime.
I also just love the end of it. He's my dad's the best. The end. Just when okay, that's when you're trying to get to the end of the essay, get to the
word count
as fast as possible.
I love my dad very, 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 very much. Oh, Salim.
He has an eye patch because he lost an eye. Eyes are weird. Did you know that they're there's a retina in there, and then they have different colors? I have different color eyes from my parents. I wonder why that is. How many words is that?
That's true. Does Salim know that he's adopted? So
what did you prefer, word counts or page counts when you were like writing essays?
Geez. Word counts.
Yeah, because like that needed to be like I remember one time like I had to write an essay and it just we just had to be 10 pages, but we never said like how many words it had to be.
I know a lot of people like page counts because then you can do a lot of tricks to make it seem to like push it down and make it bigger, but like I don't know, to me like words are easier to like count that way for me personally. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Fullmetal Alchemist.
Back to the fight.
You really know how to use that thing.
Thank you for the compliment. Really?
You fell for it.
You're welcome.
Good, isn't it? And you humans can't do anything like it. Or just carved up into little pieces.
Which one's faster?
None of the above.
Oh. Keep going. Why don't we keep going? Mm-hmm. What?
That was a dirty trick.
People have been trying to assassinate me since I was a kid. Under the circumstances, you
Stop
can't blame
talking!
a guy for learning how to fight dirty. I just want whatever information you can give me on becoming
Keep killing.
immortal.
Why?
Or shall we go again?
You scum! A mere human like you can't condescend to me!
You seem to underestimate humans, and that's a mistake! Nice! Got it!
Seal it up.
Send it to the center of the earth.
Why?
And then he's taken care of.
That was a close one. Enough of you!
Gluttony's really funny. I do enjoy. Yeah, back to the fight. So we have a kind of a fun fight here where they kind of Ed pulls up a wall and is able to divide them. So Ling takes Envy and I'll take Gluttony. And that's where we kind of see the scene with Envy and like
with the snake
with
and
the
the knife
thing. But Ling is a very capable fighter because he's so used to being like assassination attempts, which is probably fine. He's probably, I imagine you have some stuff you got to work through if that's your childhood. But anyway,
who's the therapist in this world?
We need some therapist. We need some alka history therapist. So, anyway.
So but also Ling does the wrong thing and he starts like hacking and slashing at Envy, but then stops to talk.
Yeah, they love talking, and so it's like, and then also Envy pulls the same move that Envy loves to pull, which is like, oh, if I transform into someone that you like, you'll stop attacking me, and
which like fair,
yeah, and it does. So Envy transforms into Lanfan for a moment, and it does throw Ling off.
Just let me take a bite to the other guy!
Not today!
Panda!
Oh.
Stay out of my way, guys, I'm busy.
Listen, Shami can hold her own. She's good.
I know, but like, dang it!
Uh-oh.
What? Damn it! I can't let him eat a sacrifice!
And then they died?
And then they died!
Whoops.
That's the show, Dara. Did you have fun?
No. Dang it! Into the belly?
It can't be. Brother.
Oh, Al, honey. I'm so sorry. That was rough.
So Gluttony fucked up?
Yeah, big time. We have just an unfortunate series of events that puts Ling in the path of Gluttony. So Gluttony can, in this moment, eat Ling. And he kind of does, but Ed goes to save him. So Ed puts himself in the path of to be swallowed into whatever thing happens when you get swallowed by Gluttony. And Envy is like, oh shit, you can't do that. And like tries to go to stop them. But then they all get eaten. Except Al. Al's just his hand gets eaten. So in the blink of an eye, Ed, Ling, and Envy are gone. They died.
And then Gluttony's over here like, did I do that?
Okay, he's like, whoopsie daisy. That's not good. Al freaks out because he's like, because as far as he knows,
they're dead.
His brother is gone. Like, right off the mortal coil. And he's not too happy about that. So, anyway, this was Fullmetal Alchemist. Thank you for joining us. That's the show. I hope you have a great day.
There's 30 more episodes, though, like around that.
Yeah, it's just us looking at trees for the next 3 episodes. It's like, wow, isn't this nice?
I don't think that'd make it your favorite show then.
You don't know what I like.
I kind of do.
You kind of do, actually. So, yeah, that's actually not even the end of the episode. We still got a couple things to do before then.
But people will get suspicious if I keep all the lights on. You'll have to make do with my bed.
My lord, I have to go to him.
Are we
Idiot
gone?
Girl, what can you do in your condition?
Girl, he got eat it.
By a stomach.
I'll head straight to the command center then.
As in, I don't think the nerves got damaged.
Okay.
Goodbye. Let's go.
Right.
Where are we going?
Go where?
Boy, you take a nap.
I think now would be a good time to find out who we can trust and who we can't.
What is it with you idiots? You got a death wish? Your wounds haven't begun to heal yet. You're already going out looking for more trouble?
Fair.
We just left children out on a battlefield to do our fighting.
You did.
Yeah.
If they're brave enough to fight, how can I just sit here and
To be
wait?
fair, one of them is a state alchemist.
And one
Like,
is just,
he does also, like, rank in the military.
and one's just a body in a mecha suit, and soul in a mecha suit.
Can you imagine?
So we go back to where Dr. Knox ended up. So we're at Dr. Knox's house, and he's trying to figure out how to hide some people. So he lets Lanfan kind of stay in his bed, so that way that people aren't getting suspicious about all the lights on his house, because as we remember that he is divorced, so it's not like he doesn't have a family. So he has some flexibility there, which means that he doesn't have as much to lose, so he can help out. But, you know, he has to play it off like he's still alone and he's not housing this random girl from another country. And
Well, maybe that's his girlfriend. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying.
Oh, wait. Oh no, the implications. So, but Mustang and Hawkeye are there, and they're already getting ready to leave because they need to go the next order of plan, because as they found out last episode from Ling, there is a high probability that Fear King Bradley is a homunculus, which has some crazy implications for a lot of different things.
I forget this. So how long has he been in charge?
Fear King Bradley?
Yeah.
You asked me this early in the episode and I forgot. And I didn't remember that either. I know we.
I think we said you're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
It's like, oh, since the beginning, but I'm like, have you been? Because like, I guess, and I forgot that I asked this. Like,
Yeah.
we're both well human beings today, right?
Yes, definitely. Every day, I'm a well human being. So anyway, but
my questioning was because
Yes.
like, I think I originally thought that somehow like the Fuhrer became like fully in charge, or like the country became super militarized because of the Civil War.
Okay. It was,
but that doesn't seem like that's the case.
No, it was always kind of pretty military heavy. And we kind of get a little bit more, not really more about that, but we'll kind of talk a little bit more about that episode next, I think. And so so they want to. Mustang is in the position now where he needs to figure out who his allies are, because if the very top of the government is a homunculus, that's bad news for everyone involved.
Right. And then we find out, hopefully we don't find out other stuff that also makes me more confused.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So he is already thinking about, like, he's like, okay, I gotta do what you said. I gotta find my allies. He's gotta figure out who to trust. So the first person that he goes to is Lieutenant General Raven. And before that...
Imagine the look on Edward's face if he heard you talking back there.
I was only repeating what you already said.
I have to admit, this is unexpected. Given the situation, this is fairly bold action for you to take, Colonel.
Like hell it is.
I didn't say anything.
Just getting the ball rolling, nothing more.
You need as many people on your side as you can get your hands on now, Colonel.
Right?
And you're not on my side because you're dead.
But I think I might finally begin heeding his advice.
You're on the other side of the living, which is the unliving. What's he gonna do?
I hope nothing stupid.
Nah, he's smart. Most of the time.
He is running around injured.
These are either the gates to glory,
Absolute
or the
dumbass.
entrance way to hell. If anything happens to me, then at least you'll have a chance of getting out alive.
No, sir.
That was an order.
One that I cannot obey.
You're a stubborn one.
That's something you've always known, sir.
All right. Will you stay here if I promise to come back?
Yes. Happy hunting, sir.
Okay, but I love them.
Roy Mustang, are you?
Mustang and Hawkeye, I really just like their dynamic. Don't look at me, I'm a shipper. But I really just like their dynamic, and
But
Mustang
you like plenty of people's dynamics, but you ship them specifically.
I do. And so Hawkeye,
you want to see them cuddling in bed together.
Stop. Maybe. What we get in the show is good enough. I say, partially lying. Anyway, but they kind of have a back and forth here where Mustang kind of tells her to stay in place because he's like, if anything happens to me, at least I know you'll be good. But they don't work like that. Like, neither of them be like, nah, either we're both okay or both not. So he's like, okay, if I promise to make it out of here,
thank you, promise.
If will you just let me go? And she's like, okie dokie. So I love them. Anyway,
they would have like kissed, like a nice hot kiss there. That would have been hot.
No,
if anything.
It's to be not now. Right now, like they got more important things to worry about.
But also, like if they did that, and then because of the circumstances that happen after.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
They'll be together. They'll be together soon. It's fine. And I don't mean romantically. I mean like physically together. Like you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say if we're waiting for them to get together, it's gonna be disappointing.
No, I meant like like as teams, like they're gonna be together. Nothing bad's gonna happen in the next episode.
No, nothing bad's gonna happen at all. So anyway,
I got a call from my wife about you a while ago.
Lieutenant General Raven, I'm sorry. I haven't had time to introduce myself.
How is that old fox Grumman doing these days anyway?
The same as always, sir.
Check.
That's 11 losses in a row for me.
12, actually. But at least you put up a decent fight this time around. You were fine until you were sure you'd won, then you blew it.
Mm-hmm. So I finished too weak.
Yes, you can't be ruthless enough. You're a lot like Raven that way. From what I've heard, he'll even tend to his wounded men himself, which leaves his whole line of command in disarray. You don't deploy your king to tend to the pawns, do you?
How dare he say something like that about me? I was transferred to Central because of the compassion I showed my men in the line of duty. That border-dwelling old coot should keep his trap shut.
Playing mind games.
Sorry. No, General, it's fine. Actually,
Who's
General
her rank?
Grumman told me that if that story made you angry, it meant you were...
I can't believe it. That old fox got me again.
You gotta love the politics.
It's time for my meeting.
Hey, weren't there some children and a homunculus inside of another homunculus?
Don't worry, Dara. They're dead. There's nothing else to do.
No.
Well, they're clearly not dead. We still about like 30 more episodes left.
And they kind of frame the conversation around General Grumman, who Mustang worked under over in Eastern Command. And he kind of uses some stories and like the conversation to like get on Raven's good side. And, you know, he's starting to find his allies there. So they start talking and they eventually kind of start walking down the hallway.
Actually, it's a mistake to dismiss the value of the word on the street, Colonel.
I know, but most of it's just mindless drivel. Or maybe even that Fuhrer Bradley is a homunculus. Who knows?
No sense of humor, do you? Are you certain you were one of Grumman's men? At least that bit of gossip will give us something to talk about over tea.
Huh? I couldn't...
Are there sandwiches with this tea?
This is fine.
Is it?
Mustang starts kind of putting feelers out there. He's like, yeah, you know, there's like all kinds of rumors out there. You know, seeing Scar, like feeding stray cats, haha, which is very funny because they probably did actually see Scar feeding something that looked like a stray cat, but it wasn't. He's like, yeah, and, you know, Fear King Bradley is a homunculus. Isn't that something crazy? And they all like... They both start laughing because, like, oh my god, it's so silly.
Also, like, would people know what homunculi are?
There's an idea that maybe not everyone, but people would.
Okay.
Just because of the concept.
Because I'm just like, I feel like if you say that, people are going to be like, what do you, like...
I think maybe the average guy on the street probably wouldn't
know. Like, military would,
like,
okay. Because that's like, aha, that's funny. Because, like, if somebody was like, maybe the guys in real life countries of homunculi, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, what? Who? But I guess if we would consider if someone had passing knowledge of alchemy, they would probably know what this is. So they're walking in the hall and they're like, oh my god, that's so funny. And then so Raven he's like, why don't you guys, you should share that one with the guy. So he opens up the room and there's this board meeting going on full of really high up military folks. And they don't look so happy.
Go on. Tell your little joke. You know, the one about the Fuhrer being a homunculus. Please, go ahead.
Bold move, Roy.
What, Colonel?
Bold move.
Got your tongue? Let's suppose for a moment that I was actually a homunculus, as you say.
Well, Roy, we hardly knew ye.
I understand now, Hughes. No, you meant the danger was coming from us. Well, Fullmetal, it looks like we've landed ourselves in the pit of hell.
You think?
Yeah. And Raven's like, hey, why don't you tell them the thing? Why don't you tell them the thing? And we realize that in this moment, everyone knows, and everyone in the top leadership is in on it.
Which, as of now, does not make sense to me.
Okay. So let me finish the scene off, and then we will go from there. And it's not just the top military people who overhear what's being said here. It is Fuhrer King Bradley himself who walks in, overhearing that Roy Mustang knows, in fact, that he is a homunculus. And Mustang realizes, he's like, oh, this goes... He's like, it's not just... He's like, danger wasn't just closing in. It was here the whole time.
I feel like Mustang shouldn't have gone all the way to the top to figure out who's...
Yeah.
I feel like he probably should have stuck at a lower rank for a while.
Well, he is very ambitious. So.
I'm aware, but
which
you know,
like
the chances. I mean, we'll finish up, and then I have thoughts.
Yeah. So we kind of see. So Mustang is kind of remarking, to himself, and kind of mentions Ed in this, and then we get to see, Ed wakes up in a mysterious location. We'll understand what that is next episode, but we know that Ed is alive. He didn't actually die. Oh my god, shock and surprise.
Where am I? What?
Maybe don't smell your hand.
What is this place? Al?
Where's Lang?
Hey! Is anybody out there?
He looks familiar.
The outfit does, but I don't remember.
Where the hell am I?
Does it help if you scream like that? I don't think so.
Well, how do we get out?
Just let it all out.
He needs to get out, or else he broke a promise to Winry.
It's true.
And
Al. And we kind of closed the episode off there with realizing that, this goes deeper than we could have ever imagined. So,
yeah.
All right, Dara, give me your thoughts here.
Okay, so one, I feel like Mustang probably, because he knows that he can trust his team, and we know that he can trust his team. Yes. I feel like he probably should have found people within those ranks and not gone straight to the top, because
they wouldn't have known anything though.
They
wouldn't have known anything,
right? But I feel like you could maybe figure out if you can trust this person with a secret.
Mm-hmm.
And a conspiracy thing, and they wouldn't go straight to the top.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's kind of what you should have done, is make sure I can trust you with a giant secret.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be on my side, and I'll show you all the evidence, and then you're not gonna go straight to the people saying that you know the stuff.
Yeah, I think it's tricky, because I think what we are led. I mean, just like what you said before, we know we can trust Mustang's people. We have no idea who else we can trust, so it is tricky to know how anyone would react there. So Mustang's really just
because he's kind of on Hughes's thoughts about you need to figure out who you can trust.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of because I assumed that nobody in the military knew, not and it was just the fear being in charge, but doing stuff with his own agenda, and then manipulating people.
Yes.
In order to do the thing.
Which I think sounds like what there's a degree of assumption there from Mustang as well, that no, I'm sure no one would actually know, or only a couple people would know that Bradley's a homunculus. But then we realize that, it's so much. It's not just this guy's keeping a secret. He's like, haha, I have the secret. It's baked into the very fabric of the military government.
Right, because I'm thinking obviously the fear is a homunculi, which means, and it seems like a lot of the homunculi don't really have much value for human life unless it's for their own gain.
Yes.
But the fact that, like, we find out that, like, and we find out later in the next episode, like, they know a lot more than we thought.
Yes.
About, like, the plan stuff. So, like, it makes me think, like, okay, so you're normal, as far as I know.
Yeah.
These are normal people who have no value for human life.
Yeah.
That's gross.
It's awful.
That's...
Yeah. I mean...
Like, and it's not even, like, because, and, like,
I think they value power, and if human life comes in the way of power, then that's not their problem.
But, like, even then, like, I feel, maybe, I don't know, I don't read enough about history to think that, like, maybe, like, you value, like, the human life of, like, your own kind, and then you're just, like, a little bit, like, racist and anti-Semitic, and, like, xenophobic, where, like, you just don't care about, like, people who are different than you.
Yeah.
Which, like, from it, like a concept, like a history concept, like, I can understand, like, writing that in.
Yeah.
But, like, it feels like they don't care about, like, any human life. And I'm like, because it feels like either, like, somehow, like, they were manipulated to, like, do this portal thing. Because I kind of feel like they're just going to be fucked either way.
Yeah.
I mean, somehow they're, like, involved thinking that, like, they're going to get, it feels like they're going to be involved to get something, but then they're going to get nothing because they're dinguses.
Yes. I mean, yeah. Well, because people are stupid. People are absolute morons.
I guess I'm just somebody who doesn't really, like, want, like, that much power in life. That's a lot of work.
It's like, actually, power seems annoying.
And then, like, you have to, like, be mean. Like we talk about this, like, with, like, a bunch of stuff. It's like people just, like, do stuff because they want power. And I'm like, but, like, that seems like a lot of work. And then you feel, like, mean to people. And, like, that doesn't seem nice. I don't like that. Can we just get along?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm fine.
Can we all just get along?
I'm fine.
Are you?
No.
That's okay. Neither am I. So, how you feeling about that episode, though? A lot of good stuff.
It was good stuff. It feels very much like this and the next episode specifically kind of feel like we kind of just need to, like, keep going until, like, so, like, I'm not, like, a huge fan of this episode, but it kind of feels like we're not at, like, a conclusion point yet.
Right. It's kind of because we're still building, and we're building momentum, and we're, like, moving things.
Like, this feels like a part.
We're in like a transitory point.
This feels like a part one, and I need to see the rest of the parts.
Yeah.
Before I'm like, oh, I get, okay.
Yeah.
Like, to get the pieces of it together. Because right now it just feels like a missing, it feels like one piece of the puzzle, but the next episode kind of felt like a piece of the puzzle. So, like, right now I'm kind of like, I need more context.
Yes, absolutely. All right, would you like some episode notes?
I guess.
And trivia.
I guess.
So this episode is based on content from chapters 49 and chapter 50 of the manga.
How many chapters are there?
100.
So we're, like, halfway done, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's it's a little over 100.
Well, then we're not halfway done. Don't lie to me.
It's we're getting close to the halfway point, which is crazy. But so the transmutation circles that appear in the episode title card are Roy Mustang's Flame Alchemy Circle and a Simple Circle, often attributed to Al. Envy arrives at the scene of the fight disguised as a dog in this episode, whereas in the manga, his form was that of a horse. Additionally, when disguising himself as Lanfan, the manga version has Envy using her masked form, while this episode uses her unmasked and injured form. So, which I feel like makes a stronger impact, because it's not just like, it's like seeing somebody you care about, like, in the last state that you saw them, and also, like, injured, which would make you, like, more vulnerable. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So in the English dub, King Bradley knows that Ling and his comrades come from Jing, which can be seen as a dub error, as Ling did not mention this fact to him yet. However, it's possible that King Bradley just knows how to recognize Jingese people. So apparently that's just like something that was done for the English dub.
He might know how to recognize them because he's probably
been around. He's been around for a while.
I was gonna say also it's like a military probably raises people, so like you know how to tell them apart.
Yeah, I know what the others look like. Terrible.
Think about them others. They're just as equal as us. That's what else.
Some people are less equal than others.
What?
Animal Farm. So anyway, I think that's all we have for this episode, because I think both of us are itching to talk about next episode. Maybe. There's a lot to cover.
4 feet good, 2 feet bad.
What?
Animal Farm.
Oh, Animal Farm. I was like, sorry. I was. My brain was somewhere else, and I was like, huh? Yes. Anyway, I bet you didn't expect that. Animal Farm references were not on your bingo card for this episode, were they? You're welcome. Anyway, we're gonna take a break.
I would love it if somebody like that. Oh, is like Animal Farm a children's book?
Oh, Anyway, so we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 25, Doorway of Darkness. Stay tuned.
If we agree to leave the village alone...
Abs.
How come we can produce something like that? How disgusting.
I feel like we've seen worse.
Bring him down.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
That just went by.
I know.
Wait, is that what we did?
No.
Okay. What?
Because the stone's unharmed, so.
But that looked dead to me. Because, like, the dust thing happened with Lust.
No, it just means the rest of the body that's not attached to the stone will disintegrate.
Did she get automail?
That's a really good question.
Well, yeah, we don't know if the nerfs got destroyed.
He isn't home yet?
I don't think so.
I see.
I mean, the thing that I thought was going to happen in, like, the first episode that I watched didn't happen. I feel like it's going to happen, but now I'm kind of like, we're just, like, prolonging the thing.
Yeah.
Also, are we near the finale, the season finale point? Not the finale. You know what I mean?
I forget, honestly, because I keep looking, like, when the seasons are, and, like, every source says, like, there's no seasons, but, like, this, like, the season to me is when they switch the openings. So, yeah, soon.
Because I guess, like, the
soon,
only thing that really counts as, like, a season was when they split, right?
Not really. It's more of, yeah, but that was around, like, the 12 episode mark, which is usually, like, a regular anime season's, like,
but this is the 12
episode
episode mark.
I know, so it's soon. But they're gonna close out some. So I think it's gonna be.
I feel like
after,
we're ramping up to something.
Yeah, and after either the next episode or the one after, I think we're gonna see the things change again. I think maybe probably. Anyway,
it's gonna be. Oh no, Andy Serkis is trying to make an Animal Farm movie.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
that makes sense. I feel like I heard that.
The hell was that?
Hello?
Is it a ghost?
Could be, because that was strange.